Yeah, he
spotted
falls
and
through the
didn't
rotor,
hit.
and
He
it's
just got F
ridiculous.
smashed.
And dude, this is crazy. So we got DarkMatter versus Lights right now, which is crazy. But the crazier part is it looks like DarkMatter is playing Pikachu, which is something I've not seen.
This has been a more recent acquisition from DarkMatter, and based on how it did at Fusion earlier this week, it's pretty practiced. Like DarkMatter plays definitely a very aggressive Pikachu, but he knows the Pikachu basics and he knows how to catch landings and stuff like that. So this matchup also, you know, I think Pika pretty confidently wins. I'm sure ZSS has some counterplay, and I know Lights especially excels at fighting these kind of grittier matchups where you're forced to play super safely. My man has no trouble just poking out and keeping you at a distance for most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I feel like Lights' ZSS is so freaking good, man. Watching the ZSS week in and week out just sort of do the thing on a lot of really good players at that, and a lot of like you know, we're talking like the Javis, Web JPs, so
yeah,
all kinds of different characters too. Even it's taking on Ling Ling's King DDD last week. It's kind of strange.
I saw that, my eyes widened. I was like, that's a thing?
But yeah, handled it just fine. Yeah, Lights actually on the low on like a huge kind of tear. 2 weeks in a row getting to first place.
Really?
Then I think he had a week off, and then the 2 weeks before that, second place. So you've really been turning out to all of these DNAs and honestly sort of been dominating. Wow.
And he sticks to his game plan fairly consistency, which is poke you out as much as you can until you force an approach and kind of crack. Like, my man stays very confident and very patient in neutral until he gets his opening, and he almost never like overextends from what I've been noticing. Of course, I say that right there, and he gets up smash for whipping a grab, but
it happens.
He tends to play his stocks very, very safely, and I think it causes a lot of frustration amongst players just based on what I've seen on Twitter and in other tournaments, where this man kind of almost forces you to lose your temper or patience through how well he does at keeping you at a distance.
Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating in this game than literally not being able to get in. The game's pretty fast, but sometimes not fast enough for you to just.
I just want to swing.
Yeah, that's it.
I just want to fight them.
And when you're not able to do that, it's very frustrating. But it does look like Light's not really having any issues of that against DarkMatter. And honestly, dude, I gotta tell you, this Pikachu is not bad, really.
It's holding its own quite well.
Yeah.
I think it's been in the works for a few months now.
Not bad.
Definitely a good pickup if you're trying to play the best character in the whole game. So.
Yeah, and it's such a funny time to pick up this character too, in this stage of Wi-Fi. But
yeah, for real. You think of all times it would be like, you know, offline or something like that. Pika though being pretty big menace online as well. I know there's a few Pikachus out there that are pretty. Like, I think there's like 2 of them on the Wi-Fi ranking right now or something like that.
Yeah, there's been a few. There's been a couple that came through here too. I know like Mouse Rat's pretty good Pikachu.
Mouse Rat, Mr. L,
Mr.
Shiny
L.
Mark, I think too.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mr. L in a minute, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, been a while.
I know he came around a lot, and I think he even won a DNA, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he totally did. Really early on, he was coming to all of them and doing really pretty well.
I think school started up again, and it kind of took the wind out of a lot of sales for like the younger crowd, because I know Mr. L is pretty young.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I can't blame anyone for falling out of love with Wi-Fi, especially if they grinded early on. Like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
All
Right now, though, Lights hanging in there, like, not really letting DarkMatter get anything started whatsoever, just doing so well at keeping DarkMatter out. You know, my man is under 18, and the bouncer is not falling for the fake ID right now.
Wait, so where you said DarkMatter placed off
21.
Fusion? What place did he get?
He placed, I think it was like 4th or 5th.
Wow, nice, man.
He played mostly Pika and then switched to Ness a few times when he was struggling. But he did pretty well. So this Pika's definitely got, you know, some experience under its belt.
Yeah, he's actually just a really good player.
Yeah, he is.
He is,
I
man.
agree with
He's a smart player, and I think a lot of people won't always recognize that immediately. But like at the core of it, this is coming from someone who's watched a lot of DarkMatter sets.
Yeah,
he's just overall pretty smart. Like has always seemed, I don't think I want to say he's ever seemed really reliant on Ness stuff, but like seeing the Pikachu come out is really kind of making that even more apparent to me, where I'm just like, no, I think he just knows how to play the game. Like,
he never played like a very like there are some Ness players who play Ness, and then there are other Ness players who,
oh my god,
tend to play Smash Ultimate. And I feel like DarkMatter's in that field of playing Smash Ultimate. Like, he's not like, I never see like too much over the top technicality stuff from him. Like, I'd say the most technical thing about him are his angles that he does with Ness. But
yeah, that's true.
He plays pretty fundies based, I'd say. So I think Pika is a pretty good fit for him, just because both Ness and Pika have very fantastic normals in terms of frame data. Like, they both have quick aerials, they both are small, they swing a lot. So this pick feels, I feel like, very natural for him. It's just like, I've picked up a few things. Sometimes he'll SD just randomly with his recoveries. I don't blame him. Pika recovery, you have to do 2 inputs for it. And on Wi-Fi, that can be kind of scary, especially since some of the angles are like very, very tight that you have to do. And another thing I think that he falls a little flat in is his mentality. I feel like sometimes when he's a little too overwhelmed, he'll kind of just give up.
Yeah, that is such like an easy thing to fall into. That is one of the harder aspects of being like a really, really good consistent player. But yeah, I mean, I could agree with that. And even despite that, though, he was getting relatively consistent results offline. So
for sure, he got some great wins as well. Back when he was like super active before he went into like sort of a hiatus.
Yeah, he was having a couple pretty good seasons there. He's been on the PR consistent. I mean, like I said, he's good at this game. I'll be interested to see if he does continue to grind out some Wi-Fi and how that goes, because, you know, getting a 4th, 5th place placing at Fusion is pretty good. I think that it was like 90-something.
Yeah, there are a lot of stacked heads out there that day too.
Yeah.
A lot of upsets in that bracket too. It's actually pretty crazy.
We'll see what he's got here. I mean, there's already a much better start in this game than the last game. Does have lights in a kind of, okay, never mind, not that tricky situation anymore, but was definitely keeping him out there in what was otherwise uncomfortable, and still there, actually. Here we go. Lights still off the stage.
Ooh, almost getting reversaled on right there. That was really scary.
Oh my god.
Pika, yeah, but he's doing what Pika does best, which is catching jumps and keeping people in disadvantage. Like, Light spent the majority of that stock off stage. Excellent dash attack right there to take that. Already definitely a complete reversal of the first game. Like, when you give DarkMatter momentum, it's pretty scary and pretty difficult to take it away from him.
Dude, if DarkMatter is the person to knock Lights out of losers for the first time in a few weeks, that's kind of nuts.
That would be kind of nutty.
That's kind of nuts. But we'll see what happens. He's still down a game. He's got plenty of work to go. He's in a really good position for game 2. These sets are still best of 3 at this point, so definitely within reason. But I don't know, the amount of times we've seen Lights really just turn up too is a lot of times.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. Like, you can never count on him being out. That's the thing. It doesn't seem like he ever gets like exhausted in terms of his options. Like, even he'll get overwhelmed for a while, and then he'll just clap back with some crazy reversal, and you're like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, how did you pull that out after all this time while your back was against the wall?
Yeah, dude, he's a nut. He's been very fun to watch each week for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, here we go, man. I mean, still, yeah, this is, if he could secure this kill right here, I think things will really turn around very quickly and dramatically. But if DarkMatter is able to kind of press this, I don't know if it's going to be that.
Oh, Light's kind of bringing back the ground a little bit, especially right there, yeah. Like, he's not letting the lead extend too far in DarkMatter's favor, which is honestly what you want to be doing. You want to make sure he doesn't pick up a lot of momentum, and you want to close the stock gap a lot, because being down even the stock down to Pikachu is rough, because he can tack on damage super quickly. He's got a lot of opportunities to convert on you, a lot of frame traps, 50-50s. This character is literally a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, and here we go. I mean, right on cue, Lights was turning the whole thing around, and we're starting to see some really aggressive options. They're not all landing, but everything looks like it's a threat too. So really all it's going to take is one, and DarkMatter's got to play this a little bit careful, because, to be honest with you, I know a lot of people say Lights will camp and stuff, but he's been pretty much on top of DarkMatter its entire game.
I think he realized that, like, I have to fight back if I'm willing to make up this ground, because it seems like DarkMatter's very content with setting up a wall of aerials right in front of him. So Lights now taking the aggressive a bit more, trying to even hitting landing aerials on a character as Pika is like very hard as well. So the fact that my man is able to be aggressive with like this much precision is like DarkMatter better watch out.
Yeah, I mean, Lights has really slowed down the entire pace of this game, and I think for the better. I mean, even though he's down right now, I still think that like momentum-wise and just the way things have been rolling, I do think he kind of has that bit of a lead, despite being in a position where he's not actually in the lead. But yeah, just like right there, right off stage, like how scary did all of that
He's
look?
still hunting for it too.
Yeah,
That's the crazy
exactly.
thing. Like whoever heard of edgeguarding Pikachu of all characters, like when he's trying to do quick attack, like
Yeah, freshly buffed too, right?
there's not a lot of characters that are able to like do that. Especially a character where you need to be as precise with as Zero Suit. Like I feel like you need to know where the opponent is going to be and get a good read of where they're drifting, because our hitboxes are pretty precise. They're not crazy all-encompassing.
Oh.
Ooh, this could be bad.
Okay, hanging in there, and here we go, same exact situation we were just in with the last stock.
Almost caught that air dodge right there. That was super duper scary. Wow, and I love the ledge play too, just like keeping DarkMatter guessing as to where he's gonna deploy that hitbox, and he did it. That reverse over the ledge fair was like super duper good at catching DarkMatter's get up.
Almost
good
gets
cross
him again.
up.
Yeah, I love the way Lights like basically uses that boost kick, man. He's always so
DarkMatter though,
yeah,
taking it back.
He is, and this is really looking pretty good for him at this point. We're starting to see, yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, the thirst isn't going to be as real for that kill now, but we are seeing a lot of aggression from Lights, so I don't know if that's going to end up leading to a game 3 or a 2-0 for him, but I guess we're going to find out probably very soon. This game already only a minute and a half left.
Light's also been mixing up the recovery and timings of when they decide to do flip kick to either get back to ledge or come back to stage. And it's been definitely throwing DarkMatter off a fair amount in terms of DarkMatter's just kind of just deploying an aerial over the ledge and praying that it'll hit Lights, but Lights has kind of become pretty privy to that. Finally catching on to that.
Dude.
That's what I said right there. So sometimes DarkMatter will just the Pika angle will not be there. You know, my man has got his Ness angles down.
No, you're
my
right.
man needs
Does
to
not have the Pika angles.
He's
quite
got to lab
figured
out those
yet.
Pika angles.
Yeah, that's you kind of hate to see games end like that, but yeah, I mean, no shame really considering who you're playing against.
He fought his own pretty well though, honestly. Like he kept that close enough to where I would say it was good. Definitely though needs to keep labbing those up Bs, because I've seen him drop a lot of those between Fusion and now. But and especially on the stock where it mattered the most, which was his very last one. So,
gotta
but
hand
still
it
good
to him, man.
stuff.
Yeah, still a solid set. You know, placing well after not playing that much. I mean, I will say it looked like Lights mostly had it under control.
Yeah, he was
all
looking
things
comfy.
considered. Like, yeah, he didn't really look stressed. He may have lost that game, but I'm sure, you know, game 3, he's probably gritting that out 9 times out of 10. But
We have a very interesting top 16 also with that. I feel like quite some kooky names out here. We got Delta Force, Psycho D, Solhex and Ivadal on the other side. Lights and DarkMatter just played, and then you got Pollo and Oatmeal, which I'm pretty excited to watch.
that's a good one. That's actually a really, really good set on deck. I hope we get that next, actually. But we might, or actually, yeah, I don't know what we're getting next. Let me see if it's in the queue yet. Looks like we might actually be getting that next. So might be seeing Pollo and Oatmeal.
Word.
And Oatmeal last week, I think placed, was he 4th? I think he lost in loser semis to Webb, if I'm not mistaken.